Well, here we are at last. The final baseball game for 1989. And the second entry in the Famista series for 1989. Namco returns to the Famicom after breaking away from Nintendo with the series that makes them all of the money. Now, despite Family Stadium being the leader in Famicom baseball, Namco had left the game pretty much the exact same for the last 3 revisions. And if you just put in the cart and started it up, Famista 90 would look exactly the same as the other previous Family Stadium games. However, there's a lot that's changed under the hood here. First off, there's now league play. In previous Famista games, you selected a team and then had to beat every other team in the game. Now you can play out a whole season, and you have quite a few options there too. You can choose whether you're going to play a 1-inning, 3-inning, or 9-inning game, and how many games are going to be in the season. There's a battery save with 3 slots in Famista 90, so I think this is just about the friendliest baseball game out there for playing an entire season. When it's time to play the game, they've added several new stadiums. Now that doesn't sound like much, but 2 of the new stadiums are Fenway Park, which Japanese players actually thought was a fictional fantasy park. Yes, really. And the fictional fantasy park, the baseball diamond from Field of Dreams. The Field of Dreams park is actually kind of interesting because the outfield fence really doesn't exist, and so any balls that go long result in you getting a lot of bases. It makes it a very high-scoring park, and it's kind of fun to have plays go on for a while. Out on the field is where you're going to find the most interesting changes. Not in the batting and pitching, those still work exactly the same as in previous Family Stadium games, though they've added a few different styles of pitching that weren't there before. You still move around the batter box and hit A to swing, or you press in a direction and hit A to decide your pitch. But then let's say someone hits the ball, and here's where I think the best changes in Famista 90 are. They're subtle, but they make the game play a lot better. One thing is that the ball is slowed way down when in flight. It's not a perfect solution to the off-screen fielder problem, but it makes it a lot easier for a human player to catch a pop fly. And the AI is no longer perfect. It's not incompetent, but sometimes the ball will land just short of them, or head over a player's head, and I think it makes the game more interesting. They've also changed how the ball flies when it's hit, particularly line drives, which are a lot more common now. What that change comes down to is that hits are a lot more common, especially for human players, and you won't be hitting nearly as many foul balls. Before I got to Famista 90, I saw a lot of comments on Japanese sites basically saying that this was the best Famicom baseball game. And my reaction was, ooh, I can't wait to see what they changed. And of course when I started playing, I went, they haven't changed a thing. But as I got deeper into the game, I realized that Famista 90 did have several small improvements that made it better. Best baseball game on the Famicom better? I don't know about that. But it is one of the better playing baseball games that I've encountered, and a good way to end the 1989 baseball glut. I can't say that there were more baseball games released in 1989 than there were for the rest of the Famicom's lifespan. And that's because by my count there's 17 baseball games to go for the Famicom, and there were 16 baseball games released in 1989. And of course, 5 of those remaining games are going to be Famista.